everyone, and welcome back to another Sunday Review. This is a Sunday review from a couple of weeks ago, but it was our very first Sunday back together again, and we talked about what our anchor was. So what is your anchor? We all have things that anchor us and that keep us steady when the storms of life come. My hope and prayer is that we can learn what it means to have God as our anchor, to trust in Him, to put our hope in Him when things are hard. Maybe you already have arrived there, or maybe you're struggling to figure out who God even is to you. Maybe this faith thing has become super boring and maybe you want to give it up. Maybe you've been hurt and blamed God for that. But regardless of wherever you land, God is waiting for you. God is waiting to be your anchor. He loves you with an everlasting love. He sees you, He knows your name, He knows your thoughts before you even think them. He calls you into His family and wants to make you new. He is for you. We talked about 3 different anchors that Sunday. The first one we talked about is our anchor of love, and we talked about the story of Cain and Abel. For more of a reference, you can go to Genesis 4, 1-10 to read about their story. After you read their story, what do you think Cain's anchor was? Maybe it was hatred, jealousy, envy towards his brother. Either way, his anchor is not found in God, and it led him to destruction. He acted upon his own hatred and anger and killed his brother in the process. So this anchor of love that we need to remember, Luke 10:27, which is the greatest commandment that Jesus gives us, is to love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. We all know that this world is in need of love. People need to be loved and be reminded that they are loved. There's a lot of hatred, division, selfishness, and lacking of understanding in our world right now. And there has been for a while. I mean, we just read about it in Cain and Abel's story. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years. And we need to remember that our anchor of love is what keeps us grounded. It helps us to see the value and worth in other people and to remind ourselves that God's love is for us. We talked about is our anchor of trust, and we talked about Jonah's story. If you want more of a reference for Jonah's story, you can read Jonah 1, 1-3, and Jonah 3, 7-10. And my question to you is, what did Jonah not do during this process? Did he not trust God and His plans? For our anchor of trust, especially now, we need to put our trust in God. To trust means to fully rely on or depend on. What are you trusting in right now? We need to trust that God is in control and that He's got us. And it's hard to trust in things we can't see or when things aren't going our way. But God is still there in that process. Countless times in His Word, it says that He is with us, always. That is a huge promise. So let's not be like Jonah and run away from God when we don't want to do what God has asked us to do. Let's not be afraid of other people or their judgment. We can do this. God is calling us into greater things. And our third and final anchor that we talked about is the anchor of faith. And we get this from Jude 1, 20-21, if you want to look that up again for more reference. Everyone believes in something, but it is a matter of what that is. We can have faith and believe that it may snow on Christmas morning. We can have faith that our favorite soccer team is going to win the World Cup. We can even have faith that our best friend will be there for us when we've had a bad day. But the faith we are talking about should be strong in our anchor of Jesus. We should believe in what He said and what He did. We should have faith in His Holy Spirit that lives inside of each one of us. But faith is believing in something that you cannot see. It's hard to explain and it takes time to grow, but it's important. What does your faith look like right now? Is it growing? Has it gotten smaller to the point of giving up? Again, wherever you are at, that's okay. God is not angry with you, and He's not going to leave you if you're struggling in your faith. He's with you, He's patient, and wants you to know Him. So, again I ask, what is your anchor? Thank you for sticking with us for this Sunday review.